Did you know that St. Luke's University Health Network, based in the Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, has been recognized by the U.S. government as the highest performing health system in the United States for quality? You heard right. St. Luke's #1 recognition affirms our status as the top leader among the most respected healthcare providers in the nation, including Houston Methodist and the Mayo Clinic. To state it simply, if you want to receive the best care when you go to a hospital, come to St. Luke's.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi! Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Sunday morning. With us today is Andy Byford and an old friend. He's been in New York a lot. He missed New York. He is back to New York, and he's a special advisor to the Amtrak board, and he's in charge of transforming Penn Station and transforming part of Amtrak, I guess. Well, Andy Byford, I haven't talked to you in years. I'm glad you're back in New York. I'm looking forward to seeing you in person. Tell us what's going on. Are we upgrading Amtrak? And you just give us a briefing of what the heck is going on.
Sure. Well, John, first of all, great to hear your voice again. I'm so happy to be back in New York City. It's my spiritual home. You know, love living in this city, love being back in amongst the vibe. And when this job came up, which it was about almost exactly a year ago, John, the president said he wanted Amtrak to take control of the what was called then the renovation of Penn Station. I jumped at the chance. I phoned my chairman. I said, Tony, please give me that job. I want to move back to New York. What could be more important and more iconic than overseeing what I call, not renovation, let's call it what it is, the total top-to-bottom transformation of Penn Station. So in giving us the task, Amtrak has been tasked with running a P3, public-private partnership, master developer-led project to completely transform the station, to renovate and modernize it, to increase concourse capacity. You know, we all know how crowded the station is, to make the station safer and more efficient, to accommodate future passenger growth, and ultimately, and this is something I feel very strongly about, to deliver a world-class experience. Because my view is this should be America's world-class station. So in no short order, in just 1 year, we have gone from a standing start to putting together a team that is almost on the cusp of being able to announce who the master developer is. We've run a 2-stage procurement competition. We invited letters of interest. Anyone could have applied. Anyone could throw their hat into the ring to be the developer. We ran that shortlisting. We've shortlisted 3 teams, John, and only yesterday we heard presentations from them. We're right at the business end of getting this competition concluded, and we will have chosen a master developer. So exciting times.
Well, I'll tell you, I prefer taking Amtrak when I go to Washington. But by the time, even when I fly my private jet, by the time I get to the airport, by the time we take off, by the time we're tied up in air traffic, by the time we land, by the time we get back to Midtown in Washington, because we go to Dulles a lot, Amtrak is better.
There you go. So, but we want to make it better still, John. So my project is just one of many things that are going on at Amtrak. Hopefully, you've had the chance to use one of our beautiful new Acela trains. They are transforming travel on the Northeast Corridor between Boston and D.C., so new Acela trains. We have been undertaking improvements at the other major stations, such as Baltimore, Washington, D.C., Chicago. We've got a lot of work underway. We're renewing bridges. We're renewing tunnels. We are upgrading our onboard service, bringing back premium catering, improving the Wi-Fi to make sure that you can stay connected. We are procuring a whole new long-distance fleet. But the one thing that I feel strongly about is in the middle of that Northeast Corridor, you've still got this suboptimal station, Penn Station, nowhere near good enough for New York. It was designed for 200,000 people a day. It serves 600,000 people a day. It's a miracle that we keep it going. So what we want to do is give New York America's world-class station. And so once we've chosen this master developer, there's about a year and a half in which we advance the design, we get all the NEPA environmental work done, and we get to financial and commercial close. But we then we are committed to having a shovel in the ground by the end of 2027 to then give New Yorkers, New Jerseyans, and all Americans really, a station worthy of New York City. So, people say to me, how much is it going to cost? How long is it going to take? I don't know that until we choose the winning bid. But what I can tell your listeners is, watch this space. We're going to give you an unbelievable Penn Station over the next few years.
Let's talk about high-speed rail. How far are we away from it, from making it even faster than the Acela? Because I always take the Acela.
Yeah, sure. So, funny enough, John, you should answer me that. That was my previous role at Amtrak. I was looking at high-speed options for Amtrak, and we were particularly looking at a potential route between Dallas and Houston, which is actually perfect in terms of all the variables you've got to get right. Because what you're looking for are city pairings that are basically of a distance apart that's really too long to drive but too short to fly. And you want to achieve downtown to downtown, minimal stops, pretty much a straight route, so no excessive curves where the train has to slow down, no interlining, so not working your high-speed train in and amongst freight trains or stopping trains or regional trains, fully enclosed, so no crossings, no risk of trespassers. That's how it works in Europe. That's how it works in Asia. And I believe that America must embrace that technology. So in the meantime, we do have the Acela, and the new Acelas do go faster than the old ones. They're capable of a higher speed. We're running at 160 miles an hour, but not throughout the route, which is why it's so important that progressively between Boston and D.C., which isn't straight, and that's something that, unless we spend huge amounts of money, it's impossible to achieve. But what we can do is upgrade the overhead wires. We can fix impediments, like there's a tunnel in Baltimore where the train has to slow right down to about 30 miles an hour. So we're building a new tunnel where the train will be able to go quicker. We've just begun the commissioning process. We're halfway through the process of the Portal Bridge at Newark. We've got half of the bridge already in service, which means the trains going between Newark and Penn can run a lot quicker. There's all sorts of things that are underway, but ultimately, my belief is this country needs to embrace high-speed rail where it makes sense. You're not talking about New York to LA, but corridors such as Chicago, routes out of Chicago, maybe a route to Toronto, maybe Charlotte to Atlanta, Dallas to Houston, Seattle to Vancouver, or on down to Eugene. They make real sense. Big population areas, relatively close together, around up to 800 miles. That's the kind of distance we really should be embracing high-speed rail in the future.
And there's some people that came in to see us at WABC to talk about the Liberty liner. Has that been it's supposed to be a little bit faster than the Acela? Have you heard anything about that?
I have heard of that concept. I think it was actually the same train, but with a slightly different service model. So I'm aware of that proposal. My focus at the moment is purely on sorting out Penn Station. I'm certainly extremely busy doing that. But these are exciting times for Amtrak. We've got record ridership at the moment. We've gone way beyond what we had pre-COVID. The trains are absolutely bursting. We've introduced new services such as the Mardi Gras service between New Orleans and Mobile. Then we've also got the Borealis service up serving the Twin Cities. So it's a real growth time for Amtrak. Everyone at the company, from the president down, is committed to transforming travel for Americans. We want people to ride the rails. We really want them to enjoy our service, and we're determined to up our game.
Andy Byford, thank you so much, and thank you for what you're doing for America, and what you're doing for New York, and what you're doing for the Penn Station. And I really do enjoy going New York to Washington by Amtrak and by rail versus going all the way to the airport. Thank you so much, and let's catch up again real soon.
Most certainly, John. We love having you on board. Do let me know when you're next traveling. I'll come and ride with you.
I look forward to that.